Now if I stick my cursor right there and I start typing not, what happens? Yeah, it inserts, right? It's going to do that. So I'm going to backspace here, but now I'm going to right click on the status bar, and I get my menu of how to customize my status bar. Formatted page numbers, sections, vertical page. We're going to see some of these things, and when you have a checkbox next to it, it means that it's available to be viewed down here on your status bar. Now you notice this is view shortcuts, zoom slider. Okay, that's there. Permissions, I don't see that. Information signature, information management policy signatures is not there. That's because they're turned off. If you turn them on, then you will then see them appear down here as part of your option. But here's two to look at. One is caps lock, which of course if you want to see whether you're typing in all caps or something, you can turn this on and it will then allow you to do that. Or if you want to show the overtype. Now when I click on overtype, you'll notice something. Down here the insert button shows up. Well, that means right now in overtype mode I'm in insert. So now if I come down here and click, and I haven't done anything, all I'm doing is I'm still inserting. Notice how that works? But if I come down here and I click on insert, it now switches over to overtype. Now when I say this is only a test, no, I want to say this is not a test. Now you'll see how it just overtyped, and so I was able to erase what I currently had and type something over that. Now I know some people go, well, wait a minute, what if I made a mistake and I don't want to do that anymore? Well, you can obviously come down here and just click on overtype and it'll go back to insert mode, or you can obviously also hit your keyboard, and there's most keyboards have an insert key. If you click on that, it should allow you to also do the overtype or switch back and forth. So just something that they have to enable you to do that. Now this is all text that we can see here, right? Well, let me show you something. There is another option that you can do, which is called hidden text. Now this is a little cool tip. Not a lot of people know about this, and I like showing it to people when they don't believe me that you can do hidden text. So if I hit enter here, I'm going to go ahead and type in some more text. Here is some more text, period. And I hit the space, but now on my keyboard, you're going to have to believe me. If I had a webcam, I'd show you. I'm going to hit Shift Control H. Now when I do that, I am now going to start typing in hidden text mode. How do you know that? Now listen carefully. I'm going to be typing. Here is some hidden text. Now I stop typing. Notice the cursor never moved. Never moved. But yet, if you're watching down here, you'll see that this thing started, they start moving and start showing that something's happening. Now I'm going to hit Shift Control H again. And now I'm going to type in, I thought I heard someone typing. Now, right now, all I see is anything that I am typed when I'm not in hidden text. How do I see this hidden text? I mean, what good is that if you can't see it at some point? I mean, yeah, sure, it's hidden. Well, you simply come up here to where you want to show or hide paragraph marks and hidden formatting symbols. Yeah, that's what you're going to be looking for. Now, when I click on this, look at that. Not only do I see the little paragraph markers or marking tools for spaces, the little dot there. Here's your paragraph for your hard returns. But look at this. Here is some hidden text, and it's hidden right there. And we can also see that we have the little blue kind of dark blue line under there, or dotted line there, that shows you that this is hidden text, that it will not normally appear. When I turn off the paragraph or show hide formatting symbols, boom, it goes away. So this is something that you need to be aware of, especially if you're planning on perhaps taking some of the office exams. It's something that you might encounter. So we just want to make sure to show you how to do that. So that shows you how to do the hidden typing or hidden text entry. Now there obviously, we'll talk about how you can show or hide the paragraph and formatting symbols, which can help you usually when you're doing some Word, using Word in advanced formatting and things like that. But for now, we'll just go ahead and leave that the way it is. Now, what about these symbols? Now, Because a lot of times people say, when I'm typing in something, hey Chris, could you show me how you do that where you have the little copyright symbol? I don't have that on my keyboard. Because understand, on your keyboard, you have certain symbols, like at the top, if I hit Shift and 1, I get an exclamation mark, I get the @ symbol there on 2, a $sign there for number 4, the percentage on 5, the and symbol there on 7. So those symbols are on your keyboard, and they operate just the normal way you would do by hitting Shift. So you can go ahead and use these types of symbols right straight from the keyboard. But you might also want to be able to use some symbols that are not on the keyboard. Like I said, the copyright, registered trademark. Maybe you want to talk about different monetary things, mathematical symbols. To do that, we're going to need to come up here to the Insert, and then over here you can see we can insert equations and symbols. I'll show you equations in just a second. Those are pretty cool. But to click on a symbol, you simply click on Symbol, and it gives you the more commonly used symbols that people use. The euro, you have the pound sign there, the English pound. You have the Japanese yen, the copyright. You have just the little registered sign, things like that. Trademarks, if you want to trademark, and then some of the simple ones. Beta here, omega. You got sigma and happy face. Everyone loves happy face. And you'll notice when you scroll over this, it tells you right here that this is the Greek symbol for beta, Greek small letter beta, or pi for that, and it tells you a little bit about what each one of these is. But if you want more symbols than what you see here on the commonly used symbols, you just simply click here, and there it is. Here's the symbol dialog box, which will then allow you to see all the symbols that you have available at your fingertips. Now, you can change the font, which is the look and feel of the symbol. Currently, it's just normal text, but you could change it to where it looks like an Arial. But it's still currency symbols, but it has the Arial look and feel. Or you can come up here and say that you want more of a Franklin Gothic book. Well, notice it changed the format just a little bit, of the font, the look and feel. Then, here is the subset of the symbols. Here's where you have a lot of choices. Currency, superscript, subscripts, punctuations, Latin, Greek and Coptic text, especially if you work with ancient religious documents and things like that. I've done a few reviews of things like that. I've had to use Coptic and Greek, to kind of, put that in. Latin, basic Latin. You got all the things you can think, mathematical operators. And whenever you select one of these, it brings up all the different types of symbols that you have. Of course, there is a font that's made up of symbols specific. I call them the mini clip art ones, and that is your wingdings and your webdings. So if I come down here, you can see wingdings. If I click on wingdings, now I have the ability to do thumbs up, thumbs down, little bombs, I guess, if you want, to mail, things like that. And now what happens, anytime you click on one of these symbols right there, and you click Insert, it then inserts that symbol down into where your cursor was. So we can insert, a little keyboard here. Anything you can think of, scrolling it down here, put in a little symbol there. And so as you insert these symbols, they appear down here and wherever wherever your cursor is. So you can, add just about any symbol that you can think of. And if you want, you can even create shortcut keys for these. So that way, if you want to use this symbol for any particular reason, and you click shortcut key, it's going to say, hey, you know what? Right now, there is no shortcut key to give you this particular one. And then all you would need to do is press the new shortcut key, and that can be any combination of like a Shift Control B, and that way it would give you that. As long as you whatever you decide. So if you use that a lot, it's a great way to do that. So we'll go ahead and close that. And that shows you how to do that. Special characters, the same thing. Things like M-, N-, registered. These are characters that are used, pretty much in standard, publishing and books. And so you might want to be able to utilize these special characters. They show you what the shortcut keys are. So if you hit Alt, Control, and C, you get a copyright. So I'll go ahead and close this, and I'm going to hit Alt, Control, C. And sure enough, there it is. There's that copyright symbol. So using the shortcut keys is a very simple way to get that taken care of. Now, one other thing I want to show to you, and that is the equations. This is something new here to Office 2007. If you click on the equation, you'll notice that as soon as you do that, it allows you now to type in the equation based upon using symbols, operators, fractions, script. You can use common ones. It'll show you how you can insert the different symbols into the script. It's an amazing what you can do nowadays. The radicals, you can change your radicals. Common one, there's the quadratic formula. You can do integrals. You can do the large operators where you're using summations, unions, and intersections. All kinds of neat things that, especially if you're working in the math or engineering world or science world, now you can just add these, and they don't have to be pictures or objects that you've created in another program and then insert it. And then you just simply type the equation here, and you're ready to go. So whatever you want to type in. So if you want to put 123, and then you can add a radical to it, with the quadratic equation, notice, boom, it just pops it in right there, ready for me to go. So this is another really neat way to do it. Now you notice the context came out. The design for your equation tools showed up. The other thing you can do is, if you click on the equation, they have built-in ones that are already good to go. The area of a circle. Area equals pi times the radius squared, or the diameter. You can do binomial theorems, expansion of sums. I mean, some of these, I'm just, my brain's hurting looking at some of these. Some of them I know, like the, this Pythagorean theorem. Did I even say that right? So, I don't even belong in math class anymore. So you can see you can use these symbols, and if I just simply clicked on the Fourier series, and so I just click it, boom, it's now inserted as part of my equation. I click off, and now my equation is ready to go, and all the things that I have. So here's how we insert text, symbols, equations, and even hidden text. It's very important for us because we're going to be using this obviously on a day-to-day basis, and we want to make sure we know how to get something on the printed page. We took a look at some fairly cool things, some simple things like entering text, utilizing overtype and insert and moving the cursor around. We also saw how we can add some hidden text, maybe something that we need to just say to ourselves and not something that needs to be printed out at any point in time, but part of the formatting. Hey, this is why I put this in here, or whatever you need to do. Symbols were very cool. Whether it's a euro symbol, a yen, or a copyright symbol, we know that we can do that in our word processor. And for those of us who have to worry about math again, back to calculus or trigonometry or geometry, those type of formulas are now part of Word. You can add them as printed right there, boom, 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 and build your own if you want. Don't have to stick with the standard quadratic formulas and equations and things like that. I hope this has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing. Microsoft Word 2007, manipulating text and grammar. At some point you're going to want to make sure that whatever you're typing, you might need to make a change, move things, change things. Or you might look at it and say, boy, I've been typing this and I'm wondering if I'm spelling things correctly. Can Word help me out? You bet. So we got a lot of road to cover here. First off, how do we get our text and select it to manipulate it? Then do we want to cut it? Do we want to copy it somewhere? Do we want to paste it? How does that work? Then we're going to take a look at spell check, which has been around for a long, long time, and it's gotten better and better over the years. Grammar check, and then also readability and how important that is when you're creating your documents. So to get started, I've already typed up a customer response letter from Acme Musical Instruments to Jeremy Chara, a fine Cisco instructor at CBT Nuggets. He's decided to order a tuba from me, and so we maybe had some problems and I sent him out a replacement. I just want to check on things, but I want to do some editing. So let's manipulate the text here a little bit and show how you can pick, edit, and move text. Now, to do this, there's a lot of different ways that you can select text. Now, the one that we typically do is we take our mouse, We click and we drag. So I can click that. Or if I come down here, I can click and I continue to drag and move my mouse up and down. That's all I'm doing right here. That's what we, when we're just looking for a little bit of text, we're able to do that. But let me show you a couple of shortcuts, and this is important, especially if you're taking the exam, because believe it or not, it actually, checks how you, choose the text. They might ask you to do certain things. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead, and if you want to click anywhere, just a single click just moves the cursor, right? But if I